Hey, there's some great things coming up in 2024 that I just want to talk about a little bit today. And also, what we're going to be talking about next week is something you don't want to miss. So stay tuned. Welcome to All Things Apostolic on this Wednesday. We're glad that you're with us today. We are excited about a number of things that are taking place. In fact, 2024 is going to be a tremendous year. There's some really good things happening. And I was in a meeting the first week of this month of January in regards to development of the program and the outline for the National Challenge Week, which is held by Hope Corps, Wilson University, the Worldwide Pentecostal Fellowship Youth Department and Youth Committee, and this year also the Worldwide Pentecostal Fellowship Education Committee is involved. So National Challenge Week was a smashing success last year. It included some outstanding classes. It included a gala celebration banquet that was over the top. The place was sold out. There was over 260 people in the banquet and others wanting to get in. The classes were incredible. I already said that, but they were outstanding. People enjoyed them immensely. We had a commencement service, we had graduation for both Hope Corps and Wilson University, all kinds of really neat things. And this was held at New Life Church. I was trying to think if it's church or center, but it's New Life Church. And it's pastored by Stephen Collins. It's in Birmingham, Alabama, and Bishop Barry Sutton founded the church. It is, they have a great facility. This year it's going to be September 25th through the 27th, 2024. There's no other meeting like it. In fact, added this year are several things. A better venue. It was a great venue, but a better venue and a better program. At the gala. It's going to be outstanding. You are not going to want to miss it. The classes and lectures that are going to be during the day are just over the top. They have some of the finest, absolutely finest apostolic scholars, leaders in America, both visionary leaders and managerial leaders. They're going to be there. This year also, there's a brand new piece that CAPS, C-A-P-S, stands for, it's an acronym for Center for Apostolic Pentecostal Studies. Dr. Tim Merritt is the director of it, and it has 3 or 4 classes. They're not classes, they're scholarly presentations on a scholarship level that CAPS requires to be a part of it. And so you're not going to want to miss those. I will be doing one on holiness. What's another one? Pastor Jeremy Wilbanks will be doing one. And who's the third one? There's 3 CAPS sessions. Pastor Caleb Adams will be doing one. And of course, these have scholarly papers with citations and so forth. And so, and then there's a little question and answer time at the end that people can discuss whatever the subject matter was. So this is a whole new level of injecting into this some high-level scholarly stuff that we hope will be a benefit to people. So it's September 25th. That's Wednesday night. It starts on Wednesday night. It's going to be a much better Wednesday night this year than it was last year. And last year was just wonderfully informal. And then it's Thursday day and Thursday evening, and Friday evening. So I just wanted to mention that's one of the things happening in 2024 that is going to be incredible. And that has to do with Wilson University. All of you alumni, You're going to enjoy it. It's going to be stuff that's going to be beneficial on every level. And also, all you guests, there's going to be special things for pastors. I think you'll be interested in the CAP sessions. I think you'll be interested in a number of the other sessions. There's some sessions by those who are just really, really, really anointed specialists in processes and procedures. And so that's not me, but there are people that they're gifted, very gifted, and they're going to be doing sessions also. There's all kinds of stuff for the benefit of all of us. So that's September 25th, 27th. Put it on your calendar. That's National Challenge Week. It is at New Life Church in Birmingham, Alabama. Amen. It's going to be a great time. So I'm just thinking of 2024 stuff here. There's also the Ephesus Event. This is in October. This gives you time. You'd have to get involved with it within the next couple months. It is the Ephesus Event. It is October 17 through 24. And it is going to be a tremendous time that that I know of. This has never been done among any Pentecostals, but this is a really super special trip. I would tell you that the most interesting, impacting, one of the top two most impacting tours I've ever taken is the 7 churches of Asia Minor, where you actually see not only the 7 churches, the cities where they were and that have been excavated, which are it's just beyond description, the potency that it has. When you've been reading all these names in the Bible all these years, and you actually see these places, and some of them are dramatically excavated and put back together. The very stones that Peter and Paul and Titus and Timothy and Epaphroditus and John and all that, they all walked on these actual stones and they all taught in these places. Well, one of I would say the most dramatic archaeological reconstruction of the 7 churches of Asia Minor would be Ephesus. It's mind-boggling. It's just mind-boggling. One of the things that they've done, the place where they wanted to crucify him and he wanted to go in and talk to all of them, that arena is there, that Colosseum is there. Right across the streets where tent makers and small businesses, kind of like a flea market area, was right there next to the harbor. The harbor now is not there anymore. It's because it's dirt filled over the years, but it's still only about, a quarter of a mile to the ocean. So it's just a little ways, but you can still see the weeds. It's a low spot there, and tules, and it's wet there, probably saltwater, I imagine. But anyway, and then you go up a main street, and when you get up the main street a little ways, you will see the Celsus Library. There's no question that Peter, Paul, John, other apostles, and all of the entourage in the New Testament, the names you read, there's no question that they were on that. It's like a big plaza out in front of this. It's part of the library, which was a famous Celsus library. Well, on this Ephesus Event tour, October the 17th through 24th, we are going there. We have rented for the night. Nobody else will be in the whole city except us. We've rented for an evening, for 3 or 4 hours, whatever it is, the Celsus Library Plaza. And we're going to have refreshments there. We're going to have food there. We're going to have a baccalaureate service there with the school. We're going to have graduates there that will actually walk there on that pavement. It's going to be a historic thing. Now, some of them will be walking. They can walk both places. Also in the, and we want them to, walk in the graduation in Birmingham, Alabama. But this is a deal it's a once-in-a-lifetime deal on this level. Nathaniel Wilson will be speaking. Doug Walker will be speaking. The school will be there. We will all be there. The graduation will be, the baccalaureate service will be genuine. It'll be real. And there will be a number of good things that are going to take place there. So we can't recreate this all very many times. I mean, it's just incredible that this has happened. The leader of the tour will be Dr. Johnny King, who has orchestrated all of this. If you want to go to www.bibleland.ca. www.bibleland.ca. Sign up today. You don't want to miss it. It is a trip of a lifetime. So anyway, that's just one of the things happening in 2024. One of the exciting things. There's a whole list of exciting things that are happening. And these are things that we want you to be a part of and that we want you to know about. So there's that. Well, also in 2024 is next week. And starting Monday of next week, All Things Apostolic has got a whole new format that we are excited out of our minds about. And I will be the host on Monday. Jennifer Barrett will be the host on Tuesday, professor, scholar, executive vice president of Wilson University. Dr. Casey Sees will be the host on Wednesday. And Pastor Jeremy Wilbanks will be the host on Thursday. And we do not have a Friday yet, but we're going to. There'll be a host on Friday. 5 days a week, you will be able to listen to All Things Apostolic, the podcast. It's 5 days a week. Now, how many do you know that's like that? All of these people are apostolic. All of these people are headliners in leading the fight for righteousness among apostolic people. They're all revivalists. They all get it. This is an aside, but they're all very highly educated. All of them, if they don't have the doctorate, they will in another year or so. Not that is a game changer for anybody, but I'm just trying to give you all the facts and figures and let you know what's happening. Now, we're also going to have guests. Like starting Monday, that week, all of us have already agreed we're going to talk about demons and demonism. What triggered this is in the church the other night, there were a couple of people came in that were demon-possessed. One may have been demon-oppressed, but there's definitely demon possession there. And so the demons were cast out of them, and both of those people received the baptism of the Holy Ghost, got delivered. So we got to thinking about that, and we got to thinking about that is in America, demonism to this point has been primarily kind of covert, kind of behind the scenes. Whereas in third world countries, a lot of places where I personally have been, it's very overt, very open and public. And it's not unusual to be casting out demons. Whereas in America, it's more unusual than it is other places. Some of the people don't even know how to react to what are we supposed to do, and how do we keep this thing from jumping on us, and so forth. So we decided to talk about it Monday. Pastor Miles Young, Pastor Young, and I were talking about it, and we're going to do an interview that's going to kick this off. He and I don't know if you'd call it an interview, but we're going to talk about it together on Monday. And I will talk about it in a general Bible sense and ask her, and maybe answer a couple questions about why demonism became so prominent in the times of the ministry of Jesus and in the early church, but not in the Old Testament. And then he will talk about some stuff. This stuff is also, I didn't know this till we got into this, this stuff is also becoming more prominent on the internet. And so Pastor will talk about that a little bit. And then on Tuesday, Jennifer will pick this up. Professor Barrett will pick this up, and we'll talk about this also. And she will maybe inject, I hope, a little bit in about demonism and women and how they stand against these things successfully and effectively and take authority. Then let's see. Wednesday is Dr. C's. I think that Pastor Young and he are going to talk about some more facets of demonism and demon possession, and actually practical stuff on what do you do in a church service or in a preaching service, whatever it is, when this takes place. How do you handle this? What's a proper procedure for handling this? Pretty important stuff, and going to become more important, I think. And then on Thursday, Pastor Jeremy Wilbanks will be talking about this from a biblical standpoint. Whatever else he wants to do, everybody's the host on that day. It's not like co-hosts; they're just hosts, just like I am. And he will approach that the way he feels to approach it. But I'm thinking he's going to do some biblical stuff and maybe some deeper stuff where you get into the Greek maybe and learn more about this subject. So this is going to be a big subject. It's coming. I don't know if we can contain this in those 4 days or not, but we're going to try, and we're going to see where it's going to go. So you don't want to miss it. These are big things coming up. You might as well get on the front line with us, and let's go places in 2024.